Hi, good evening. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another Boom Fitness class. So today we have upper body. All you'll need is some weights and some water, maybe a mat, because some of the moves will be on the floor. Otherwise, I would recommend that you would have two different sizes of weights, simply because some of the shoulder moves you're going to want a lighter weight. Not to mention, sometimes like a heavier weight just gets to be too heavy and you want something to drop down to. If you don't have that though, don't worry about it. You can always do body weight or even grab like cans of pop and make that work instead. If you're here, let me know. Say hi in the chat. I know if you're doing it on your TV, it doesn't even give you that option. But if you do have that option, let me know you're here. I'd love to say hi to you. Otherwise, so today, our first, I can get to the right page. Our Bible verse that we're going to start with today is from Ephesians 2:20. Together we are his house, built on the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, and the cornerstone is Christ Jesus himself. So I want you to think about that as we go through our workout, about Christ being the cornerstone of your building. You're the building of your body, of your temple, and of your faith. We are going to go ahead and get started with that warm up. All right, give me a little step touch. We're going to reach it up. I hope your day was great today. I'm proud of you for just showing up. That is seriously half the battle. Convincing your mind that this workout is worth it for you. It is. I promise you that. All right, we're going to push it back. Just push straight back. Excellent. You guys are doing great already. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Glad you're here. All right, I want you to bend those elbows. So we were just pushing straight arm back. Now we're pushing back, but bending that elbow. We want to warm up those triceps a little bit before we work them later. I went for my first run of the year today. It was kind of a weird hybrid run today, though. I don't normally run. My chiropractor told me not to, but I didn't listen today. Crisscross in front. But I was running with my daughter, and she likes to fall asleep in her stroller and then not wake up or not want to take a nap later. So every few intervals, I was doing intervals, I would stop and like do jumping jacks or high knees or skaters for my high intensity interval. It was pretty fun. Who we got here? Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Glad you're here. All right, we're going to go swimming. One arm, though. Swing that arm round and round. Woo! All right, reverse. Woo! All right, switch arms. I'm excited for tonight. Excited to work those arms. I've got this weird, like, restless arm, restless leg syndrome, though. Reverse. So sometimes when I work my arms real hard, like I'm going to tonight, whew, it's hard to sleep sometimes. My muscles don't want to relax. It's annoying, to say the least. All right, come to the edge of your mat. We're going to walk it out on our hands to the edge of our mat. Walk it on out. I want you to come down to your knees. Couple push-ups here. 3 to be exact. 2, 1. Push it back up. Walk it back to your feet. Rolling on up. Give me a couple of shoulder rolls here. Woo! Excellent. Walk it back out. Now we want to get those triceps warmed up. Take those arms nice and narrow. Maybe even do me a favor. Make a little diamond with your fingers. Push it down. 3 of these. Woo! All right, walk it back. Rolling on up. Woo! All right, swing it up. Swing it down. Get a nice swing going here. You're an overcomer. Woo! I want you to keep thinking about that cornerstone verse that we just discussed at the beginning of class. Woo! All right, we're going to step and reach. Give me a nice torso twist here. I want you to warm up those obliques and that back part of your core. Because guess what? We're going to work that back tonight too. That's part of your upper body. That baby's getting in there. All right, hold it here. Round it up. And push it down. Round it up. And push it down. All right, first move. We have got tricep push-ups. Just ignore that for a second. So, we're going to take those arms. So for push-ups, they're about here, right? For tricep push-ups, they're here. Going to graze your rib cage as you lower and lift. Try not to do this. In order to isolate the triceps, you want them in. All right, think tuck them in. Tuck in those chicken wings. All right, here we go. You can be down on your toes or down on your knees or up on your toes. For some people, you might be able to do 50 push-ups regular on your toes, and you might not be able to do one of these tricep ones. That's okay because we're working a different muscle here. If you're a yogi and you do a lot of chaturangas, this might feel real easy to you because you're just used to it. Not that it's easy, it's that you've just built up that strength. I want you to draw in that transverse abdominal. So that's that inner deep core. So think drawing in a core set and rest. Round 2, we're going to hold it down, okay? Isometric hold. Oh. All right, here we go. Isometric hold. Bring it down and just hold. You can be up on your toes or down on your knees. If you're all the way up on your toes and you want a bit of a challenge, you can always lift up a leg. I'm not there yet. One day. Halfway. Come on, you're doing great. Woo! Keep holding. Live in that tension. Woo! Come on. 2, 1. Woo! Shake it out. Let the blood get back into that muscle. All right, get ready. We're going to pulse. So hanging out here. If that gets to be too much, switch to a 3 pulse and then an up. All right, here we go. So option 1, 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, up. Option 2, just stay down here. Of course, there's other variations. If you want to like lift a leg up, you can. It's not required. This is plenty hard without adding extra leg. Draw that core in. Get it nice and braced. Woo! Rest. All right. Next one, you're going to grab your weight. You can go fairly heavy. I'm going to go with 15s on this one, but figure out what healthy is for you. Hammer curl, curling it up and back down. Oh, I just realized. Oh, we're good. I don't know. So I want you to go as heavy as you're okay with doing. So where you have control, here's how you know if it's too heavy. You start having to do this to get it up. That weight's too heavy for you. You're not ready for it. Doesn't mean you won't ever be ready for it. Just means today you're not. Rest. Whew. Quick little rest here. We're going on to that next. Whew. If you can, stay with that heavy weight and go a little bit slower. Here we go. So I want you to challenge yourself here. I want this weight to be a challenge for you. Not just a little challenge, but a real challenge. Only you can answer what that means for you. If I had 18s, I'd go up to 18s. The next up I have is like 25. No way. One day. Nice and slow. Make sure it's nice and slow on the way down. Woo! Rest. All right. Oh man, I screwed up the timer here. We're gonna do pulses next. All right, give me 1 second. I'm on the wrong timer. All right, here we go. Pulse it out. So that's going to be in the mid-range of the motion. Pulsing it out. This is where you get your shaker weight out. For $19.99. The shaker weight could too be yours. Yes. Do this in front of your friends. They'll think you're so cool. Woo! Come on, feel it in those biceps. That front part of the arm. Woo! Should be burning. Woo! Rest. All right. Next set, we're going to come down to the floor. You're going to grab a lighter set of weights. We're going to lay on the floor. Arms come out in a T. You're going to be on your belly. You're going to lift. That's it. Just a tiny little 1-inch movement up and down. That's all I want from you there. Feel free to grab a drink in between here. All right, get ready. I want a nice neutral spine here. So what does that mean? I don't want you cranking your neck to look up at the screen or whatever, TV, computer. I want you to keep your face down towards the floor. Now I'm using 5, but it almost feels too heavy, like I'd be better off with my 2.5. Working into that rear delt a little bit of that rotator cuff. So if you're going real heavy here, maybe you're using like a 10. If you can, drop down a little lower. Normally I insist that you go heavier. This move I insist you go a little lighter. All right, hold it up. Isometric. Like I've said before, isometric just means hold. So you lift it up to the top of the motion and you hold it there. Now check out where your spine is. Make sure your head's pointing down. I want you to tuck in your core right now. Like you're pulling your belly button up towards your spine, and the rest of your core is going with it. It's super important. Every single move, draw that core in. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, last time through on this move, you're gonna pulse. So that's just a little one-inch movement up and down. 3, 2. All right, here we go. Pulse. You can hear the beat. You can pulse along with the beat. It's a bump, 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 bump. If you want to go a little slower, you can. Just a little one-inch movement up and down. If this bothers your shoulders in any way, just feel free to take a little break. If there's any pain in that joint, I want you to stop. If it's just that muscle feeling sore, that's different. 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! All right, moving on here. We're gonna go back to that heavier weight. So we're gonna start off with a single arm. I want you to come. You can either come all the way down to the ground as like a kneeling stance, or just come like you're about to go into a lunge, but you have your back leg a little bit more straight. And I want you to dangle that weight, palms facing in, and then you're gonna row it up like you're pulling a lawnmower. All right, here we go. So we're really working into those lats here. That's that big muscle in your back. You'll be super ready if you have a pull mower to pull that baby up. You don't need to go super low. That's not the point here. You want to feel a stretch in that lat and then pull it back. Pull that elbow high. 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're staying on the same side. You have two options. Hold it up isometric, or you can move through it slowly. That's your call. 3, 2, 1. So option 1, just really slowly move through the movement. Option 2, hold it up. Keep breathing through it. If you're holding it up, you're going to feel it in those biceps and that forearm too, as well as that shoulder. Rest. All right. Take it out. For the last one, we're going to change the way we're holding it. So we've been holding it palm facing in. We're going to do underhand palm. So underhand, pull it up to the rib cage this time. Woo! Keep going. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Woo! Take it out. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other arm. Now, if you maybe your legs are really tired, maybe you did a run today and you're just feeling a little pooped out in the legs, feel free to just come down to a kneeling stance. I'll even do kneeling for the second one, okay? I want you to go heavier than maybe you have in the past. Challenge yourself a little bit here. You can always drop down if you need to. All right, see, I'm going to do this one kneeling. But check it out. I'm still leaning forward. When you bring it up here, I want to exhale and inhale. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep going with that, okay? If you want to keep it up here, you sure can. 2, 1. Woo! Shake it out. Now I'm feeling this a little bit in my traps too. I'm really hoping to isolate this area the most though. All right, same thing. Isometric, where you just hold it up here, or just move through it a little slower. This is where you can kind of play around with it and see which one you prefer. But I don't want your preference to be which one's easier. I want your preference to be which one feels better in your body, meaning which one feels a little bit more natural. Maybe you're not sure. You can do a little of both. Whew. Rest. Whew. All right, same thing as last time. Your palm was facing in. Now it's going to go to underhand grip and come to your rib cage. Here we go. Pull it in. I want you to really drop it down low and then pull it back. So you're not coming forward and rounding, but you are allowing it to come forward and then pulling it back, if that makes sense. So you never want to round. That's not a good idea. It'll hurt your shoulder. Check in with that core. I'm feeling this in my core. Whew. I hope you were too. All right, we got chest flies next. Whew. I'm going to try these babies. But don't be surprised if I don't make it all the way. So chest fly, palms, when they start off at the top, you're going to be laying down. Palms are going to be facing each other. You're going to open it wide and pull it back together. You're going to push that low back into the mat. All right. Here we go. Whew. Maybe challenge yourself with something a little heavier than normal on this first round, maybe even the second round. And then on that third one, you can drop down something a little lighter, okay? I want it to be a challenge. You don't want to just go through the motions and stay where we're comfortable, right? We want to challenge yourself to something new, something hard.
1.
Rest. Whew. All right. Second one, you have the option to just rest those arms or float those arms over the ground. So you're just in that mid-range of the motion, or just move slowly. I want to give you the option to just move through it if you're really challenging your strength right now. But if not, feel free. Whew. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Oh. To hold that isometric bottom range of the motion, just hovering over the ground. Woo, it's heavy. We're almost there. 10 more seconds. Oh man. This is a real challenge for me today.
3, 2, 1. Alternate.
Rest. Woo! I don't know what just happened with the timer. Get ready. We're going to pulse it next though. Grab something a little bit lighter for that pulse. Ready? And go. I don't know if the thing just glitched or so that pulse would be right here. So I dropped down 10 pounds actually for the pulse because I know for one, my arms were starting to burn out. But two, we trap the blood in the muscle when we pulse like this. So I knew there was no way I could do this for another 40 seconds. Woo!
3,
2, 1. Rest. All right. We're on to the next move. All right. We got a narrow press to a skull crush. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. I'm going to show you. So narrow press. Palms are going to be facing in. You're going to tap them down. Narrow. So for a chest press, your arms go out wide. And I lied, actually. Your palms are going to face away from you. Tap it down. And then you're going to come forward towards your forehead. And then tap it down. Whew. Here we go. So narrow. Skull crush. If that bothers you, say the skull crusher bothers you, or it makes you a little nervous, feel free to just stick to the narrow press. Or if you just really don't like having your hands wide like that, palms facing away, you can always turn them facing each other. Do your narrow press that way, and you can do the skull crusher that way too. I'll do a couple that way just to show you. So right now my palms are facing in.
1. Rest.
You're still isolating the same muscle. So you can play around with it and find out what feels right for you. I know sometimes when I come down, my hands kind of pulse out to the side. All right. I want you to slow it down. We're going to come down for a count of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 4, 3, 2, skull crush. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hang out here. Bring it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Skull crush. 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Bring it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Look at that. Timed it out perfect. All right. For this last one, we're going to take out that narrow press and we're just going to pulse that skull crusher. If that makes you nervous or your weight's really heavy, just pulse your narrow press instead, okay? I'm just going to stay here pulsing my skull crusher. Woo! If you're unsure about your stability, you can always stay here. You're not going to knock yourself out pulsing the narrow press, but you could with the skull crusher. Woo! If you need to take a quick little rest, take a little rest and come back into that pulse.
3,
It burns.
2, 1.
Rest. Woo-hoo! Excellent, you guys. All right, we got bicep curls next. So for these bicep curls, I want you to challenge yourself. Whatever that looks like to you. Maybe you only have 2 different sets of weights, but maybe you do have something you can switch it up with. I want you to try it, at least for the first round. If it's too much, if you find yourself doing that, then you'll drop down. Oh, man. All right. Get going. I just got to fix my weight. Bicep curl. This thing's a mess. Coming to that collarbone and back down. Whew. It can be slow. Don't worry about how many reps you get in for this first one. Just make sure you're not using your back or shoulders to get that weight up. Whew. That was way too heavy for me. I was trying to make it work with what was already on there. All right. Isometric. I just want you to hold it up. Hold it here. Woo! Using those biceps. We're at the top range of that motion, just holding it here. If you need to move it, you can move it. If you can, though, hold it with me. Woo! Woo! You guys, this is heavy. Woo! Brace that core. Woo! All right. If you've been using a heavier weight than usual, I want you to drop down for this last one. Here we go. Pulses. Mid range of the motion. You're trapping all that blood. Keep going, keep going. I'm dropping down to my 15s like they aren't already too heavy. Here we go. You guys are doing amazing. I'm so proud of you for challenging yourself today. Woo! Excellent. All right, shake it out. Get that blood moving. That part's really important. I don't care how you swing your arms around. Just swing them around. Get that blood moving. Grab a drink. Give those weights a second to realize we're doing something a little different. All right. Next one. I don't know. I'm not using those. Too heavy. All right. You can go pretty heavy, but we're going to come to that bra line and pull it back down. Come up to that chest. Leaning with those elbows. Upright row. My reward. Woo! You guys are doing amazing. My arms are just dead already. Why am I making all those cute faces at you? Rest. All right. Second round. You got another two options. You can move through it slowly or hold it up at the chest. So you're going to really feel this in your shoulders. If this bothers you or you just don't like holding isometric poses, feel free. Just move through it a little slower. I'm really going to work on not making these faces at you. I can't help it. Sometimes it just feels so heavy. I can't help but make that like heavy work face. At least you know it's real. And I'm choosing stuff that's challenging to me too. Excellent. Woo! All right. This last one, we're going to play with the tempo. We're going to come up for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3, 2, 1, and down. It doesn't have to be like a quick drop on the way down though. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3, 2, 1, down. 3, 2, 1, down. You should really be feeling your shoulders right now.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. Woo! That's quick. We're already done with shoulders. Well, that shoulder. All right. Next one we've got, I'm going to go a little bit lighter for this one because we are going to have a longer lever length, which I typically like to go a little bit lighter for. So what we're going to do, we're going to hinge it forward so your belly almost kind of rests on your thighs. Come down into a bent stance here. So you're not this far forward, but you are pretty far forward. You're going to row it up, bring it down, and then you're going to fly it open. So you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. So row it up, bring it down, fly it open. Row, fly. I'm going to turn it around so you can see my shoulders. Row it up, fly. Row, fly. So squeeze those shoulder blades together. Do me a favor, check in with that core. Make sure those knees are bent. Row, fly. Those palms are facing each other. And rest. All right. You have the option to slow it down with me for this next one.
3, 2, 1.
If you want, you can stay at that same tempo or slow it down with me. It's challenging to do that lift slowly. We tend to use momentum when we're doing that reverse fly. See, I don't even know. I just do it automatically. Draw that core in.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. All right. We're not going to pulse. If you want to make it a little more challenging this last round, you can go up one. I know normally I go lighter the last one, but I'm going to go up one for this last one. Row it up. Fly. Row. Fly. So both of these are targeting the back, but in different ways. I tend to be wary, keep going, of pulsing when it involves the back. Occasionally I'll do it with the fly, but I decided to keep away from it today. Rest. Woo! All right, we're gonna come back down to the ground. We've got chest press coming next. All right, I'm gonna attempt these big guys again. The hardest part about using these is the part of getting them up in the air. My forearms can't hardly handle that weight. My biceps maybe, not my forearms. All right, we got chest press. Palms are going to be facing away from you. Press up, press down. Down on the floor. Here we go. Make a goal post with those arms. Nice and wide. Push them up to narrow. Wide, narrow. Whew. Y'all like how I went from 15s to 25s. Like that's the next jump up. I don't know what I'm thinking sometimes.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Whew. I don't recommend that, by the way. I just was limited in what I could actually find at the store.
3, 2.
All right.
Isometric.
Either slow, like count to 4, hold 4, or come to that base level of the movement where you're just hovering above the ground and hold it here isometrically. So either nice and slow with a quick hold at the top and the bottom, or just a complete hold. I'm going to move through it a little bit, but feel free if you want to just hold down at the bottom. That's great. Remember to breathe.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Woo! Excellent. All right, whatever you've been using, go a little bit lighter. Unless that wasn't that challenging already. Maybe you just don't have the option to do real heavy. But if you have been heavy, go lighter, because we're going to come here and we're going to pulse. Anytime we pulse, I'm going to suggest that you drop down with your weight. That's just it, though. A suggestion. You do what's best for you. Woo! My chest and biceps are just beat.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Woo! All right. We've got tricep kickbacks now. So just like that row we did, we're going to hinge it forward. You're going to bring those elbows high like you just rode it up, but you're going to hold it here and kick it back. You have the option, if it ever gets too heavy, go to a single arm. Otherwise, keep them together in unison. All right, here we go. Throw it up, kick it back. Make sure here that you're not rounding in. Your knees aren't coming in. Your legs are about hip distance apart. Check in with that core. You guys are awesome. You're doing amazing. This is hard work. But you are capable of doing the hard things. I know you are. Rest. Woo! All right, get ready. The next one, we're going to straighten the arms and we're going to hold it here. Just totally isolating that tricep. All right, isometric, let's go. So your arms are going to want to kind of come forward, lift them back up. Every few seconds, I'll remind you, lift it back up. Woo! Yes! Draw that core in. If you haven't been paying attention to it, draw it in right now. Imagine pulling your belly button towards your spine. Rest. So when I'm talking about that core, I want you to engage those deep transverse abdominals. So you have those muscles on top and you have those deep muscles. Those are the ones I want you contracting. All right, pulses. It's just a little 1-inch movement up and down. If it doesn't burn, it should. If it is burning, don't worry, you're doing it right. You guys are amazing. I mean that. This is tough. Week after week,
You keep showing up to do the hard things. You could take it easy and not do the hard things, but here you are.
2, 1.
Woo! Hello. All right. Next one is called the fast clean. So you know how we just did that upright row? We're going to flip, flip, bring it down. Just like when we've done a clean and press. So when you get here, your elbows are up. You're going to flip them down, flip them back up, push it down. Pull it up, flip, flip, down. That's it. I'm going to go a little bit lighter for this one. You can choose whatever weight you want to do. Flip, flip. I promise, even if you go a little bit lighter with this one, you're going to feel it. That little quick flip, flip. You'll feel it. Take your time coming up. Flip, flip. That part's quick. If you need to slow it down just to get the motion under control, flip. See, my palms are facing away. My elbows are facing down. Flip. Elbows are back up. Rest. Oh my gosh. I watched the movie that goes with the song, Courageous. Totally forgot how much of a tearjerker it is. I was like bawling. Ugh, I hate those kind of movies. All right. I want you to slow it down. We should have done the slow one first, then you could have really mastered it. I'll remember that for next time. This is good practice if you ever want to do the clean and press. I'm going to show it real quick. But you got to master the fast clean first. It's that same motion for the clean and press, just without the press. All right. We're going to do a double flip, flip. So bring it up, flip, 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 flip again. And bring it down. Double flip, flip. Oh, yeah. I know you're feeling it now. La Mercy. Yes, you're doing great. Woo! Rest. All right. Last one. We're going to take those weights. We're going to press it up overhead. This is our last move. I wouldn't go to your heaviest weight because we are going up overhead, but you can go heavier than what we just did for that one. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit for this one, this is a totally additional add-on if you want to do it only. You can come onto one foot, bend that knee. If you're like, Sarah, this is not happening, that's okay. That's why it's an add-on, not a requirement. Maybe you don't want to bend that leg. Maybe you want to keep it straight, but you're still balancing. Whew. If you're balancing and you fall down, guess what? That's pretty normal. You're doing great. Come on. Finish strong with me here.
2, 1.
Rest.
Rest.
Woo! You guys are awesome. Great job. Holding it up overhead for the next one. If you want to balance on that other leg, you sure can. You sure don't have to, though. You're just holding it here. So it's extra important if you're balancing to check in with that core. And I don't want you just flexing those 6-pack abs. I want you flexing the ones underneath that too. So you might have to pull it in twice. Woo! Getting heavy. 3, 2. Woo! Rest. All right. I'm going to go a little lighter for this last one. We're going to just come about halfway and pulse. Going back down to my 10s. Woo! Hello, deltoids. Oh, man. Guys, if you're struggling, I get it. I feel it. I'm wishing I would have gone to 5s. Woo! It burns. Like, all right, let's finish strong. Last 4 seconds. Woo! Excellent, you guys. We are all done with the upper body portion. It's core now. So for this last part, I'd have you like grab a hold of something. It can be like a towel. I just grabbed a band just because I just took my towel up to wash it. All you're going to do is you're going to hold on to it. It can just be the air too if there's nothing available. All you're doing is you're holding on to it and you're going to lift it up and down while you're holding like a Superman. So you're going to lift your legs and your arms off the mat. Just lifting that band up and down. Keep going. If you still wanted more shoulders, you could always add weights here, but I'm just going with a band. And I'm not talking like a resistance band. It's a band in the sense that it's literally a band. All right, the next move is just like that one, but we're going to row it in and out. Same thing. Row it in, row it out. I want those feet off the mat. Get those thighs up as much as you can. I really want you to feel this in the back side of that core. Keep breathing here. It's the last one like this. We're going to flip it over in just a second. Keep going strong. You are capable of more than your mind thinks you can. When your mind wants to quit, remind it why you're not going to. Rest. Woo. All right. I want you to come onto your back, resting on your elbows, and then you're going to bicycle your legs. So like you're in one of those weird little laying down bicycles. I don't know what they're called, but you've all seen them, right? I don't even know where people get bikes like that. When I've been at the store, I've never seen one like that, but I've seen them out and about. Woo! Keep going. Woo! All right. We've got isometric crunch next. All that means is like you're in a crunch, but you're going to push your hands away from your legs, and your legs are going to push your hands. But your shoulders are up off the mat like you're in a crunch. You're just holding the movement isometrically. Just holding the movement. Try to relax those hip flexors. Let the work be in your core, not so much in your legs. I know, easier said than done. Try and relax them a little bit. Whew. Rest. All right, next one is a V up. We're going to extend long. Crunch up towards those feet. If you need to modify this, those feet just come straight up. Reach up towards the feet. If you can, though, see if you can stretch it long and crunch up towards the feet. Woo! These are tough. So are you. Yes, you are. Rest. All right, this is the last one. Flip it over. We're going to hold a plank, tapping opposite shoulders. You can be down on your elbows or up on your wrist. I feel like this one will be a little bit harder if you're down on your elbows, but if this bothers your wrist, that's where I want you to go. Try and get some stabilization in through here. So see, our bodies are going to want to kind of sway side to side. Try and see if you can stabilize without all the swaying. Rest. I know, right? Easier said than done. I know you all saw me swaying just now. Whew. You guys, that was awesome. I want you to pull one arm across. You can stay seated if you'd like. I just stood up to switch the music to something a little calmer. All right, go ahead, switch other arm. All right, as we're stretching, I'm going to try and read this devotional to you as best I can. Whew, bear with me if it's a little awkward. All right, I want you to find a wall, door frame, something that you can push into and then turn away so you can feel a stretch through the chest area. All right. Have you ever seen a cornerstone on a historical building? Maybe you've seen one decorated with relief or inscription of some kind. These are pretty much ceremonial these days. But in earlier times, they had a purpose beyond decoration. Go ahead, switch that other arm, okay? The cornerstone was the first stone set in any construction of a foundation requiring masonry. Notice, it was not only part of the foundation, but it was the first part of the foundation. All right, I want you to come, if you were standing, come back down. I want you to come to a cross-legged position. And I want you to take your hands on your knees, and I just want you to round your spine back, tuck the chin here. Since it came before anything else, all the other stones would have been set in reference to it. An imperfect or misplaced cornerstone would alter the position and integrity of the entire structure. All right, I'm going to have you place one hand. So take one hand, go to the opposite knee, and then I just want you to twist the torso here, looking back behind you. However, using a cornerstone that's true changes everything. One with perfect 90-degree right angles. A building block that has straight edges and a level base. Construct your foundation from there, and you'll have a building that can last, that can stand the test of time. Go ahead, switch to the other direction. It's kind of like you're twisting, so you could go see someone behind you. That's the kind of twist that you're looking for here. Understanding the purpose of a cornerstone in biblical times provides context for the significance of this description given to Jesus. Okay, bring it on up. I want you to come to a tabletop position here. And I want you to just thread the needle through, drop the shoulder down. You can drop the head down if that's comfortable, and just stretch out that shoulder here. Together, we are his house, built on the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, and the cornerstone of Christ Jesus himself. Ephesians 2:20. That's what I read to you when we first started today. Jesus certainly needs to be the cornerstone of the church and our faith. He also needs to be the cornerstone of our goals. Go ahead, switch either side, thread the needle through, drop that shoulder down. Our goals, our motives, and intentions, decisions, and ambitions. Since he's the only perfect cornerstone, all other cornerstones, by definition, are off. They will result in misaligned ambitions, unstable decisions, wobbly motives, and shaky goals that over time will crumble. Other cornerstones will always require us to rebuild. I want you to come just to a kneeling stance here and take those hands together, clasp them together, and just, if you can get them to reach, great. If not, get them as close as you can. And if it still feels comfortable from there, you can kind of lean it forward and bring those arms up. We see this all the time with money, influence, or jobs, and certainly with fitness. If the cornerstone of my fitness goals are to impress others, what happens when I fail to get feedback? What if I see someone else who is far more impressive than I am? My focus will become even more self-centered than it already was. If the cornerstone of my fitness, go ahead, release. Just come to a comfortable seated position here as we finish up. The cornerstone of my fitness is to look better. What happens when I stop seeing results in the mirror, or if the results I see are never enough? I get discouraged, frustrated, and discontent. And feel free, guys, if you had a timetable that you had to be gone at 60 minutes, don't feel like you have to stick around. You have my permission to go. Otherwise, if you'd like, you can just lay down on your mat and just listen to me as I read this to you. Just take this time as meditation for you to feed your soul after you've just fed your muscles a little bit today. So, if I stop seeing results in the mirror, or if the results I see are never enough, I get discouraged, frustrated, and discontent. From there, I'm likely to compromise my nutrition, exercise, or sleep. Nor should feeling better be the cornerstone of our fitness either. What happens if we never feel better? If we get hurt or diseased? Our attitude will quickly shift to one of apathy and laziness. When the focus is about us, the building we're erecting becomes less and less stable. It is unable to survive high winds or the weight of heavy snow. This is not to say that having fitness goals is wrong. In fact, I encourage them. They give us a quantifiable data to shoot for, measure progress against, and can teach us how to make adjustments. They can also reveal how we are wired. However, our goals can also unknowingly trick us. They become the purpose for our fitness. That's why goals and focus should never be synonymous. When our goals become our focus, Jesus is not. Before we know it, our goals have become our cornerstone. However, with Jesus as the cornerstone of our fitness, he can lay the foundation. From that foundation, our reflection of him might serve as a catalyst for others. So it's not about how you look or how great you are. It might be about somebody else. Where looking better could be a result rather than a point of focus. Where feeling better and performing better can be a natural byproduct of our efforts rather than the emphasis of them. It's essential to establish this from day one. Above all else, Our goal should be to honor God with our fitness. We do this not by having Jesus merely involved. We do this by making Jesus the cornerstone. Then and only then will we have a foundation that is true, one that is sound, without cracks, and unsusceptible to settling, one that is solid, impermeable to torrential downpours and flash floods, one that is strong, sturdy enough to withstand the emotional earthquakes that come with living in an imperfect world. Sound, solid, strong. Certainly a description worthy of our Jesus. Close in prayer here. Father, thank you for your son Jesus, the perfect cornerstone. Thank you that he wants to be at the basis of our lives, our decisions, and our motives. Will you forgive me when I let the primary focus of my fitness be anything other than him? Please gently remind me to continually build my faith on him, a foundation void of cracks, unmovable, and everlasting. Amen. If you were able to stick around, that's great. If not, no worries. I just implore you to think about this as you're going forward with your fitness life. What's your cornerstone? What is the motivating factor for your fitness? I'll leave you with this. You guys have an excellent night, and I'm so blessed to have you as a part of my life and a part of this community. You guys are amazing, and I am so grateful for you every day. Bye, guys.